Hello everyone. In this video I want to go over the approximately 70 plus question types that are available for you to use within EdSite, how to look at those by different categories so you can quickly identify types of questions that you might want to assign to your students. Also how to view samples of each of those types of questions, and then how to add them to a favorites list for easy access later as you're building your assignments. So what you'll do is you'll go to questions and create question, and it'll bring up basically an interface here which will allow you to peruse the different types of questions. So each of the filters across the top actually will then get broken up into different categories. So for example, we've got test alignment. So test alignment then breaks their question types up into PARCC questions, Smarter Balance questions, AIR questions, and ACT Aspire questions. And so if we look at the AIR questions, you can see that they're mostly language arts and math-based examples that are listed there. However, if we go under subject area, you can get to some science, social studies questions as well that could match AIR type questions. So if I go to science, you'll see that on overlay image, here's a question that allows you to have a diagram, and then different parts of this diagram are actually meant to be identified. So if, in order to view that sample, we click the little sample button, and it'll actually let you start interacting with the question and see how this question kind of works. So if I hit start on this, you'll see that the question comes up and says identify the flashing element. So the student would type in their response, they would hit next, and then you can see that the next part of the cell then starts flashing, and they have to identify that. So that's a science example. Maybe we wanted a language arts example. Let's go to AIR Language Arts, and let's look at a free response language arts example. So let's open that one. And here you see that there's a reading passage over here, and you've got the ability to expand that reading passage out just like they do give you on the AIR test. Make it a little easier to read. And then you have your questions over here on the side, broken up into different parts, very similar to what you'll see on an AIR test. So if you decided, hey, that's a question format that I really like and I might use in the future, you can go ahead and hit the little star here and add it to my favorites. So let's look at a free response math question. Let's look at a sample of that. And so here you're looking to complete these mathematical expressions with your choices over here. So this is a drag and drop. And so you put the answers in there, and you can see this one actually is a self-checking one. So it says check your answer, and then the student gets immediate feedback. Obviously, I didn't really pay attention to the question. I just answered them very quickly, and I got them all wrong. So much for guessing. But again, let's say, oh, I really like that type of question format. I'll go ahead and add that to my favorites. So you'll see at the end of your filter row here, you'll see the My Favorites button. And when you get to there, you'll see all the different types of questions that you have reserved as ones that you think you're probably going to use a lot in the future. So they, while you're on the favorites page, you can pull back up that sample question that was given to you, or you can just go immediately to create a question based off of one of those different question types. So Again, when you go back to test alignment or student action, each of these filters allows you to view different questions that are available. So hopefully this will give you some ideas of questions that you might want to use with your students later.